Ladies and gentlemen in Bachelor Nation, we have a breaking news story to get to right now. Late breaking on a Monday afternoon. Katie Thurston, set to star on FBoy Island this fall, just released, and I mean just released, an Instagram story on the CW Network's page. We're going to get to that right now. Do me a favor, follow me on Instagram at DNeals for stand-up show updates. I've got Scottsdale and Seattle coming up in August, and also don't forget every afternoon Bachelor Rush Hour, the hit podcast. All of your entertainment news in one place, bachelorrushhour.com. Okay, so Reality Steve had actually broken this story earlier today, and he said, as I reported on the Daily Roundup this morning, Katie Thurston is going to be one of the 3 women on next season of FBoy Island. That begins filming this week and will air in the fall on the CW. Well, let's go over here to the CW. They just dropped this Instagram. Let's refresh it to see how many views it has. I mean, they just dropped it. I caught it at like only 50 views, and it's already got 6,000. But here's the reveal video from FBoy Island and the CW. They collaborated on this reel together, and their title is "These F-Boys Won't Know What Effing Hit Them." And here's what Katie had to say.
All right, Katie, you ready?
Ready.
FBoy Island, Season 3, take 1.
Wait, F-Boy Island? Are you
And there it is, coming soon this fall, FBoy Island. And that's it. That's all we got. So a nice little play on the testimonial you might get if you were watching The Bachelorette. Hey, oh, wait, what show am I doing? Now, people might wonder, they thought, well, Katie said she would never do a reality show again. Here's actually what Katie said. She was on Driving with Dave just last month. Here's what she said about a future reality show.
The dog, he's distracting me.
No worries.
Paradise, I would not do it. Maybe if they paid me maybe 25,000. I don't think they would.
Total or per week?
No, total. I mean, it's a really short show. I'm being a little reasonable.
They've paid people, Becca Kufrin probably got a pretty penny to go on.
You think? I mean, I think
so, yeah.
I do think someone told me the number.
If I told you this, if I told you that you could potentially meet the love of your life on Paradise, would you go back to it? Because Becca did. I mean, they're having a boy.
I know that is true. She is like a pretty big success story, huh?
You got a better chance on Paradise.
For what? Love?
You do. You have
versus real life?
I'll tell you what. No, versus The Bachelorette. All right, so she never said, at least in my conversation, that she wouldn't go back on a reality show. But obviously, something like Bachelor in Paradise, they bring 30 people onto the beach. What makes you the star? Like any PR person would tell someone like Katie, who's been a lead, think twice before you go back, or if you are going to go backwards onto reality, do it to keep furthering your career in one way or another. Well, as we know, she did not go on Bachelor in Paradise as a contestant. We know that, but rumors are that she might have attended Bachelor in Paradise. Again, just rumors, nothing, no trailers, none of that. But what we have here is confirmation that she is going to do FBoy Island, which essentially is the three stars of the show. Let's see if we can find the HBO FBoy Island. Let's go back to their Instagram page. You have 3 female leads. And then I haven't watched season 2, but I watched season 1 starring CJ Franco and the other 2 whose names I cannot remember. But here's like a trailer.
I want you to channel your F-girl energy. Middle fingers up, ladies.
So it's obviously it's a show that takes itself less seriously. As we know, The Bachelor, Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise, they were the first dating shows to the program. They were the first to do it. Maybe not the actual first, but the first that were really popular. So they can kind of play this sort of theater of, princess, prince, kind of like formal wear, things like that. That's just not real life, right? The reason why Bachelor in Paradise has been successful, more so than Bachelor or Bachelorette, is because there are more options, more to choose from. And FBoy Island has that. You'll have a batch of men, 20 to 30 men, right? And then you're going to have 3 women. So they can all kind of see what their type might be, and they can kind of mix and mingle. And it adds that element of competition. Whereas on Bachelor or Bachelorette, so like say you're Rachel Recchia, you're the Bachelorette, you're going to have 30 guys doing whatever they can to quote unquote win, but you might not be their type. So you might win and then they kind of fizzle out and this and that. Whereas on a show like this, if you're Rachel Recchia with 2 other women, you got to be honest. You got to kind of like compete yourself as one of the leads. So Katie Thurston will be competing in one way or another with the two other women. Now, not in some sort of like evil pit each other against each other way, but she's going to be I mean, they're all going to be out there having a good time, but trying to figure out who's there for the right reasons to steal from The Bachelor. So if you haven't watched this show, it actually got canceled last year by HBO. So let's read about that. Himbo, no, they didn't. HBO, that's the limbo for the hymns, the bros. That's where they put you in purgatory. HBO Max cancels FBoy Island after 2 seasons, and so comes to a close the era of prestige television. It's hard out there for FBoy, even harder now that they have one less place to congregate and ruin people's lives. EW has confirmed that HBO Max has canceled FBoy Island after 2 glorious baby-oiled seasons, and this was only in December of 2022, so less than a year ago. The reality competition series premiered in the would-be hot girl summer of 2021 and introduced 3 questionably lucky women to 24 horned-up hunks, half of whom are self-described nice guys, the other half self-proclaimed F-boys. As I mentioned earlier today, and I think on the podcast, I think everyone has F-boy in them. Men or women, gender, doesn't matter. I think everyone has that ability to be kind of selfish about your wants and desires. And what'll happen here is you'll have people that could have been an F-boy. They can reform to be a good guy. And I believe how it works, correct me if I'm wrong, is Katie and the other 2 ladies will each be presented a chance to win money if they choose the right guy at the end of it. But, and the caveat is, that guy could choose to take the money himself. So I think Bachelor Winter Games or some other show did something similar. It's not like a brand new concept, but it really does provide a little Sophie's choice. Do you go for the love or do you just take the money and run? And that's one quick way to know if the guy was there for the right reasons. It was a concept that, well, it was a concept in an era rife with multiple seasons of highbrow mating fare like Love Island, Too Hot to Handle, and For All the Holies, Sexy Beasts. It seemed like a surefire hit, but that's reality TV, and the reality is HBO's merger with Discovery has left a lot of titles out in the cold. Just ask Batgirl if you can find her. Host Nikki Glazer recently said she'd never been so sure of anything in her life as getting a 3rd season of FBoy Island after the success of the first 2. Well, now she's got her wish. It just went to a different network. It was essentially released by HBO, but the production company that runs FBoy Island can then shop it to somewhere else. You can't just hold on to it. Nikki said it was a huge success. Season 2 more than Season 1, and we can't wait to make another, but we have no word yet. But I'm really confident that there will be more. I've never been so sure of anything in my life when it comes to a show being picked up again, and I've had many of my TV shows canceled and not returned, but I have no worries that this one will either be back on HBO or find a place somewhere else because the demand is there for it, and she's not wrong. The demand is there for it. Let's watch one more time the Katie Thurston F-boy reveal because, of course, nice, short, sweet punchline. This is like perfect TikTok culture where she doesn't even end what she was saying. It just kind of cuts into the sound, to the special effects after. Love it.
All right, Katie, you ready?
Ready.
FBoy Island Season 3, take 1.
Wait, F-boy Island? Are you
So someone said they are going to water down the show so much to be aired on television. I'm so mad about this. Netflix dropped the ball on this one. Amazon Prime dropped the ball on this one. Even Hulu dropped the ball on this one. How platforms did not pick this up, but CW did out of all networks, CW. Well, I mean, yeah, we'll have to see. Will it be watered down so much that it can't enjoy humor? I've always said that it's not necessarily the FCC that's the issue. Like with Bachelor, it's on ABC, which is owned by Disney. It's like they are super conservative in the way they talk about love. Whether or not they bleep out a swear word isn't going to change, for me, the dynamic of the show. The fact that it is on basic cable and not on broadcast television could mean that they are looser with the edit, could mean that they are having more fun with it, more sexual than if it was on standard TV. But yeah, I would think in one way or another it'll be more toned down than HBO, but I wouldn't count it out yet. All right, well, I'm going to have a live stream, and we'll talk about this more on the live stream that happens at 8 p.m. East Coast. So actually, by the time you're watching this, we might be live. Go check that out. That's 5 p.m. West Coast time. We'll be doing a live stream before charity season of The Bachelorette. Very interesting for FBoy Island to release this 2 hours before tonight's episode. It'll definitely get people talking. Let me know in the comment section what you think. We don't know who the other 2 women will be on the show, but it's probably the case that they aired this while the guys are quarantined, probably have their cell phones off, because there is a reveal when FBoy Island happens where they don't want the F-boys to know who the leads will be. They want to have that element of surprise. We'll have to see if they were able to do that today. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment. We'll be back.